Welcome. This is Melinda, and I wanted to talk to you very quickly today about the new Talkies 2.0. And I know all of us have been loving, and thank you so much for sharing all of the amazing work that your kids are doing with Talkies 1.0, and then also sharing with us what they want and need. And so I'm very excited to kind of showcase how you can do a lot of new things with the new version of Talkies. And so one of the very first ones is when kids paint their amazing art, or you paint your amazing art, you can take the selection tool and draw a box around it. And there now is a Talkie button on the options panel. And so what's happening is it's turning it into an object. And what I'm going to do is put this mouth where I want it on this particular image. Hopefully I got that okay. And I can adjust a little bit to make sure it fits and works as I want. Let me adjust that a little bit, and then you can always try it. And so you can see what's happening there. And then what happens once I do that, now I can simply record my voice or say, welcome to my story. And again, you can try it.
Welcome to my story.
Oh, and again, I would want maybe change the default languages or other things and adjust that. So again, the process is with painted artwork, it sort of first needs to turn into a sticker, but I can do that as part of the process. So I use that selection tool to draw a box around it, change it into a Talkie on that options panel, put the mouth where I want it to be, and adjust that and try it. And you can see that my caterpillar is now doing this centipede, once upon a time, or once upon a peach, actually would be a better way to say it. Upon a peach, there we go. And again, I can adjust and choose the speed. I can choose the language.
Once upon a time, or once upon a peach.
There we go. You can do the same thing for photos. So here's just an example of, this is my daughter Aspen, or it was my daughter Aspen many, many years ago.
I can't believe it. Just the cards I need.
So what you do for a photo is you do the same sort of thing. I don't need to have the square selection anymore because it's already an object. But on the options panel, you'll see the edit Talkie path here. And what I can do is you'll see, oh, and the nice thing about photos, the AI sort of in the background is actually able to determine where the mouse should be. So you can see it does the work for me already to be able to do that. And I don't need to do the text every time because it works like a Talkie once you do that, and you can do text. You can choose a text box on the page for it to read, or you can obviously also record your voice. But you can turn anything into a Talkie. So if I was going to do an artifact interview, say with the Liberty Bell, and talk about US symbols and how the Liberty Bell is a symbol for freedom, I can again select the image, choose the Talkie button. And again, it's not a photo of a person, so it's probably not going to do quite so well finding the mouth for this. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that, adjust this a little bit, and try it. There we go. And now I could have a talking Liberty Bell. I am the Liberty Bell, I symbolize freedom. Let's type that in there. Change and just make it a different one there. Oh, and I probably actually, and again, we can sort of group things together. In this case, if I'm going to personify an object, helps for my viewer to have a little bit more key things in there, like maybe personifying the eyes. And again, so now that I could do this.
I am the Liberty Bell. I symbolize freedom.
Yep. And again, you might want to slow that down a bit. You can also do this then with any sort of clip art that you have. And so here again with my chicken, I can choose that Talkie button, and I simply position the mouth where I want it to be. And let's move that and get that in there. And again, really this try it is going to help me see how close it is. That looks pretty good, but again, I could adjust it a little more closely. Same thing with the cow. You'll find that a lot of artwork, some artwork works better than others. This is a little trickier because I really want to get it between the teeth. So here's a great example. If I put it below the teeth, you can see that's not quite how it works because it should be right in the middle of that. So I just, again, have to be super careful about where I put that so that it divides the teeth the way it needs to. And again, the same way we did that, like this, here's an example. This is a pretty easy one because I have this nice big black space within my shark to have a mouth open and close. but I could find a mouth in something like a jellyfish. And again, I might personify that if I'm going to do a talkie. So I might choose to have it hide maybe right here. I could even do it as a frown instead of a, or a little bit of a different direction there, but you can see that now it can talk this way. Same is true with the treasure chest. I could simply put the mouth along the spot where the treasure chest opens, and I would be able to get a voice that way. So again, very quickly, any piece of artwork can now be turned into a talkie. If it's painted artwork, you do need to use that selection tool first. That way it can convert it into an object that can talk. And once you have that, in the case of any of these things, you simply go then to that talkie button on the options panel and choose where you want your mouth to be, and then go back to using a talkie the way you would normally use one, which is typing your own text, connecting to a text box that's on the page, or recording your voice. And I can't wait to see what everyone creates with this new feature.